Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Thursday, October 30th, and as you can see there's a Milo field. We're in west central South Dakota heading to the ranch. I decided that I'd come out here for a day or two and run my dad's Uni picker, which is an ear corn picker. We're gonna go pick corn, but like actually pick corn, not shell corn with a combine and call it picking corn. We're actually picking ear corn this morning, today. Hopefully that's what we're gonna do, crossing my fingers. So it's kind of a lost art. A lot of people don't do it. I know pretty much just the seed production guys, and a lot of that's done custom with the big oxbow pickers now. But this is an actual old new Idea Uni. They're pretty sweet little machines. You could put multiple different attachments on them, and they could do a lot of things. I think you could even put like a silage, like a chopper on it. My dad's got the picker on his, so it's got a conveyor or an elevator out the back, and it drops ear corn in a high dump wagon, dump it on the tandem, haul it to the pile. In this part of South Dakota, it's a little more common. I can think of a couple pickers around and guys that pick ear corn, and that's kind of cool. So I thought it'd make a fun YouTube video. Just kind of wanted to get off the farm for a day or two. We still have a lot of stuff to do, but it's about half muddy yet, and the stuff that we want to do, it'd be nice if it just really dry up good. Looks like we got a whole 10 days of sunshine. So anyways, I'm going to take this phone call, and then we'll talk a little bit more about picking ear corn. We're out here picking. This is a 6-row head. It's a new Idea Uni picker. This is by far the best corn that's ever been raised on this ranch. I don't know if you'll be able to see much from the back, but all the chaff goes out the side there, which it ain't much because we're not taking much. Mostly just taking the ears. Stock rollers, shrimp rollers are doing the rest. We're dumping in this wagon back here. Oh, you won't be able to see that. There's the wagon. So there's a lot going on, really. This lever engages your, I'll call it the separator, and your header. This is your hydrostat, that's your throttle. This is your header height control, and down here is the lever that controls your conveyor. You got to remember to shut that off when you're turning on the headlamp, or you'll scatter corn everywhere. I just spilled some corn loading the truck. That's kind of tricky because you can't see shit behind you out here, but I'll have to clean that up. It wasn't very much, just a little bit. Whoops. You gotta learn somehow though. So my dad's owned this Uni picker for a long time, probably like 8 years. And I've never actually run it. I've never actually seen it in, usually we're combining corn when they're picking corn. So I never get out here, but it's kind of fun to get out here when there's actually a really good corn crop. So that'll be nice. This ground needed some heavy residue cover on it. It's been dry for so long, and nothing has been really growing out here. A few forage crops, so a lot of mining, if you will. Robbing of organic matter, so it's awesome to see it make such a beautiful corn crop. They just have this kind of like almost perfect rains at the end, finish this corn off, and that's awesome. So we're picking along. It's pretty slow, running about 3 miles an hour. No AC or anything, so you just open the window. Said it used to work, I guess. I don't know. I guess maybe I could turn the fan on. I don't know if that's the fan switch or what. Oh, there's the blower switch right there. There, that's not too bad. Just turn the blower on. So you see, just get the wind blowing around in here. That'll make a big difference. Anyways, yeah, we're moving along at warp speed. Tip's hauling it away, having no trouble keeping up. That's what we're doing. Picking. So here's the old sweetheart in all its glory. The new Idea, like I said, call them a Uni. They're made by Egco, and there's different attachments for this thing. So you can, I think you can put a chopper on it, maybe even a combine. I don't know. But anyways, it comes through, it pulls the ear through, sends it up through the elevator and into the wagon. I've got my hitch slid out, as you can see, because we're fixing the dump. I'm just waiting on the truck to get back here. So I actually spilled a little corn. I just got done cleaning up my pile, but I see Tip coming back. So they're pretty simple machines, but also very cool. It's pretty fun to run. Take you back to the late 1980s. It's an 800C, that's what they call it. So pretty good stuff. So just got done filling up Tip. I'm folding the wagon up. I'll try to stop and get a little footage of that thing dumping. Maybe next time. Alright, now we gotta go. Back to picking. Look out that little window. Watch your hitch. Alright, we got it. Here we go. Picking corn. Quite the process. I don't think I spilled any. Last two dumps I haven't spilled. So I am most definitely having about as much fun as you can have with your clothes on right now. It's so much fun. It's just nice to come back to 1980 something. 6 rows at 3.4 miles an hour. There's a lot of people that just couldn't enjoy that. Farming's a lot more fun when you can just slow down. Everything gets to be such a rush all the time with your own stuff. It's nice to come back here and take it. It's kind of like a vacation for me. I still get to do what I love, just slower. You know, it's just not as big of a hurry out here. It's nice. It's really nice. So we'll get kind of lined back up here. And then we'll throttle down. Yeah, that's kind of lined up. We'll engage everything, so you push this button down, slam that puppy all the way forward till it locks in. And then we'll flick our header switch on, engage our conveyor. Give her the onion a little bit. About that much onion. Okay, back to picking. Hopefully the audio comes in halfway decent. It is pretty loud in here. I'll have to maybe do some touching up on it, but normally I think you'd want to pick your corn in the mid to low 20% moisture range, but this corn is definitely drier than that. It's not the end of the world. You get a lot more shelling on the ear, so you lose kernels off the ear. If it's over 20, it doesn't shell as bad, and then you can kind of pack it in a pile nicer, and it keeps a lot better. Predominantly this corn, so my dad will keep a bunch of it and feed it himself, but he sells quite a bit of it as well to other ranchers in the area. And a lot of guys just feed it as straight ear corn. They don't grind it, they don't do anything with it. They run it through a cake feeder. They've got adapters to kind of retrofit a cake feeder to run ear corn through it. And my dad will feed some whole like this. I know that he did run some of it through a tub grinder, but a lot of it just gets fed as it is, right on the ear. Pretty good cheap feed source. I gotta go. We are cruising a whopping 3.8 miles an hour. Damn good corn. Dry corn. The grain farmer in me is just dying to run a combine through this stuff because I know it's good corn. I know it's yielding good. So we try to cut as high as we can, basically leave as much stock standing as we can, because this is all no-till, and it's dry country most of the time. You want these corn stalks tall to catch as much snow as you can, give a guy a little spring moisture so you at least got a chance. Something like that anyway. Dad told me to go 3.2, but I'm a rebel. I'm going 3.8. Nice and dry, sun shining. I think these things got little Perkins diesels in them. It might have a Cummins, but I don't think so. Just humming along, having a jolly good time. Tips driving truck. I want to get a little video of dumping on the truck real quick. Alright, so we're watching the mirror. We're about to be full. I can see it start piling up, so we gotta shut her down, boys. Shut her down. Don't want to pile up too much. Then we gotta back out. For some reason, when I back out on this side, I always run over a silly amount of corn. Alright, so we just shut our conveyor off. We're going to shut the machine off. We're going to try to putz on out of here. You can really feel that wagon back there when it's full. I'm going to take out probably at least one corn plant. Don't tell Ed. He'll fire me. So I'm going to run over and maybe grab a battery. So you got to pull this lever to extend your hitch when you dump, that way you don't hit the conveyor or the elevator. This pushes your wagon back quite a ways. It's kind of slow, it takes a minute. And then these other two back here, one raises the wagon and one dumps the wagon. We'll get ready for Tip. I'm sure he's pushing up the pile. He's had no trouble keeping up all day. Yeah, I can see him over there. He's pushing the pile up. So we'll grab a battery for this camera and we'll go from there. I'll pick you up a little bit when it's time to dump. think I said earlier that this header is actually 10 foot wide, but it's really 15 feet wide because it's 6-row 30. So I've been up since 4:30 this morning. That's going to be my excuse. But I've been sitting out here long enough. I've been doing the math, or what I think is the right math, and I do believe I'm getting about 1.36 acres per pass. So I'm figuring just a little over 3/4 of a mile end to end. It would be a mile, but the yard's in the way. So it would be like a half section, but it's not quite. So roughly 1.36 acres per pass. It takes 15 minutes to go from the west end to the east end and dump the wagon. So you're getting about 5.5 acres an hour, roughly. And I think there's like 220 acres out here. So what is that, 40 hours of picking? Something like that. It's a lot of picking. Sitting out here picking your nose, picking your butt, picking your brain, picking on your buddies. Picking on the Nebraskans who go out with their combine and say, I'm out here picking corn, out here picking beans. No, you ain't. You're shelling. The end product is shelled corn. You ain't picking, you're shelling. You're wrong. This is ear corn, picked right off the stalk. The end product is ear corn, therefore it's picked. So me and Tip got a good system down. Finally, it took us most of the day. If I get empty on the west or on the east end, I can pick all the way to the west end, turn around, dump on the west end, pick back to the east end, then I'm not backing out and driving in the truck. I don't know why we didn't think of that earlier. We just weren't thinking. And that's the way that they were doing it before I got here. But this way it's much faster. Getting much more done. Should have been doing this all morning. Kind of like driving the combine to the trucks. It just don't make sense, does it? So we're picking away. I do have to leave pretty quick, I think. I left my dog at my mom's house, an hour away, but it's kind of like on the way here, so it's convenient. And I should definitely go see my mother, spend a little time with her, means that she watches my dog. I haven't seen her in a while. So. Any hooters, I'm picking, Tip's hauling, we're pouring piss, we're getting her done. 5.5 acres an hour. Land speed records of 3.8 miles per hour, having the time of our lives. I actually am really enjoying myself. This is fun. fun as I've had today. I think this is going to have to be my last pass. I got to get going. Beautiful sunset. Nice drone footage. I got some drone footage this morning. So. It's been real. It's been fun. It hasn't been real fun. Is that what they say? Just kidding. It's been pretty dang fun. I love running equipment, especially older stuff, and this thing's pretty cool. It's pretty unique. Not a ton of people have run an ear corn picker, at least not my generation. So, especially a Uni self-propelled one. Holy corn pile.